Hello and welcome. Today we're going to do a lovely picture of sunflowers, and this is my first time using my tripod, so let's give it a whirl. So I've started with my half sheet, which is half of a piece of watercolor paper, which you can also use for other mediums. Today we're using acrylic, and I started by giving a wash over with some plum color just for the sake of time. Today we're using a plum color, yellow, we're going to use pink instead of white, green, and brown. So I'm going to start by, whoops, that's what happens with these videos, you never know what's going to happen. So we're going to start with a 1-inch flat brush, and we're going to be I'm just going to go over and give it another coat. We'll grab that little flyaway paint there, and we're just going to go back and forth. And we're going to just give it another little coat of this. There's some funky chunkies in there, but we'll get rid of those. Okay, so we're going to go all the way down, almost all the way down. Okay, so then we're going to take our pink, just dab it on. We don't even have to really clean our brush off. We're just going to go with some pink, and we're going to add kind of like a table or someplace where this little vase of sunflowers is going to sit. And you see how we're sort of picking up some of that plum. We've talked about the wet on wet before, so we're bringing through some of that plum, those plum tones. Okay, and today is Mother's Day, so it's appropriate to paint a little vase of flowers. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I'm a mom too. I have twins, twin girls, twin teens. Okay, so now we're going to try a little vase. So what I would like to do is I would like to take some of the pink and let's see, perhaps we're going to mix it with a little bit of the plum. Just a touch. There we go. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make kind of a little vase shape here. It's just going to be a simple round vase, and I'm going to go with the shape. I'm just sort of putting on the paint with the shape of the vase. Pull it down. Now don't worry too much about the paint at this point, but we can see through it, but that's okay. We're going to let that dry. I'm going to add another layer. Okay, so now we're going to start some of the sunflowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to go with my 1/2-inch flat brush. And actually I have a little bit of green left over from my last project, so I'm just going to wash that off. But you know what? Even if a little green is on there, that's fine. So we're going to start with some of our yellow. And we're just going to start putting on some, we have a little flyaway bristle there. We're going to start putting on some of the base of the sunflower petals. 1, 2, 3. Kind of just using the shape of the brush to make those petals. 4, 5, 6. Okay, and you see some of the plum is coming through, and that's perfectly fine. We kind of want that. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one just has about 5. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Do one down here. One on the actually sitting on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of be going over into the top of the vase. Okay, and then we're going to do one up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just going to fill this up with some flowers. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And don't worry too much about the shape right now. We're just kind of getting a basic undercoat. Okay, now I'm going to put some more down here, but first I want to go back and I want to add another layer of color onto the vase. So I'm going to go with the pink, and I'm just going to sort of add another layer. And again, if some of the, oops, I grabbed some of the purple, but that's fine too. See how we're just adding, incorporating that right into the shape of the vase. There we go. Well, that's much better. Okay. All right, now we're going to go back with that, the brush we're using. I'm going to grab some more paint, and we're going to go 1, 2, we're going to have some coming over the edge of the vase. There we go. And we're just trying to give the indication of some petals. Okay. So I think that looks good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take some brown. And we're going to take the brown and we're going to actually add some yellow to the brown, or brown to the yellow, however you want to put it. And we're going to go, and we're going to start adding some of this to create some depth to the petals. So we're just going to go in. And layer it on top. Now if you saw the video on the roses, and you can go back and take a look at that, we made the roses, it's not quite the same technique, but it is just adding layers of paint in different tones to create the impression of the flower or whatever you're trying to make. Even trees, we've made trees before just by kind of tapping on the paint, and there you go, you've got some trees. It's an impressionistic way of painting. Let's see, okay. There, so now we've got some of those. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to go into some pink. Okay. A little bit of pink and a little bit of green. I didn't leave myself enough room on my trusty piece of cardboard today. A little bit of pink and a little bit of green. And we're just gonna go and we're gonna pull some more tones out. There we go. Sunflowers can be bright yellow, they can be more golden. I'm just trying to give the indication of, whoops, just hit my tripod there. Went for a little ride. There we go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're not even washing our brush, we're just gonna go into the brown. Pull a little brown, maybe a little pink. I'm gonna kind of pound it in there. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to, where is my other brush there that I like to use for this there? Actually, that's not gonna be good. Let's see. Oh, this one here. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna go in and we're gonna grab this. This is more of a round brush. I'm gonna get some more brown and we're gonna put the centers in. So you want to make these can be as big as you like, but you want them more on the big side because that's characteristic of the sunflower. It has a nice big center. Just going to go around to do all these. And by incorporating some of that pink in there, you get a little more depth, you see? Touch more brown there. Okay, excellent. All right, now I'm gonna go back to my 1/2-inch flat brush and I'm gonna grab a little bit of green and a little bit of yellow. And I'm gonna start making some indications of some leaves. And I'm just gonna kind of dab them around in the center there. One here. And you see as you go in, and if you grab some of the wet paint from the other parts of the pictures, that's fine. It gives a little bit of depth and interest. There. I have a couple little ones that are here. Okay, excellent. All right, now I'm gonna just do a little bit of a shadow, so I'm gonna do some of the plum. I'm just gonna bring some of that, actually I'm gonna go over that little over there. There we go. Just sort of blend that in. Just kind of deep into that a little bit. There we go. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of a shadow down here. There. Okay. Now what I want to do is I just want to go back and I want to, now that this is dried, and like we've talked about, acrylic dries a lot more quickly than oil. And we're just going to add a little bit more of the bright yellow to some of these petals, just to make them pop. Okay, and last touches, I'm going to go back with that round brush. I'm just going to make, I think I'm going to take a little yellow, a little pink, a little green, whatever's there, and I'm going to just add a little more depth to these centers while the paint is still wet. There we go. I think we missed this little area here. We're just going to make that pop a little more. You can actually take this round brush and just kind of even add a little more, a few more petals. And with the bright yellow, you can really start to see that come alive. There we go. One more here. And there we go. And you can add more or play around with the background a little bit more. So I hope you'd enjoy this little painting, and I'll see you later. Bye.